Today, we clean up the interior of the TSX and take care of that broken nav system. Welcome back to the Auto Obsessive Garage. Chadwick with you again for another installment of Project Budget VTech Daily. That is our 2008 Acura TSX. On today's episode, guys, we finally get around to cleaning up the interior of this car and taking care of one of the biggest issues I had on that interior, the navigation system. If you remember, the screen didn't work, which actually sucks more than not being able to use an outdated nav system, because integrated in there are the radio controls, the HVAC system. This is the age of infotainment, early infotainment, and man, this is a known issue on these Acuras. So I'm gonna show you guys how to take care of that, replacing both the front navigation screen unit and the trunk mounted unit. So hopefully one of those resolves our issues. But anyway, let's get in the garage, get a little dirty. Climbing into our high mileage TSX. The interior is actually super clean on this one. What I want to do though is pull these carpets out, give them a deep clean. Just kind of a once deep clean is all you need to do at the front end. Keep them clean for a while. Maybe clean up the dash a little bit. These seats, since they are in such fantastic shape, I do want to treat them with some good leather care products to keep them looking good. Same with the back seats. So first things first, let's go ahead and pull the carpets out, the little floor mats, and go ahead and vacuum the heck out of the interior, and then go from there. Now here are the floor mats out of the Acura TSX Pros. They are the original floor mats, and at nearly 320,000 miles, they're holding up pretty good. You can see some pretty good wear on the driver's side there and some staining here on the passenger, but you know what? We're gonna deep clean these up and they're gonna come back pretty good. And I like the fact that they're original, so we're gonna rock that. First things first, I'm gonna hit them with my shop vac and get up all the dirt and debris that are in the carpets, kind of down in it. Then I'm gonna use some Resolve spray to spot clean some of these bad stain areas. Agitate that with a bristle brush, and then I'm gonna use my Bissell Spot Clean to get in there and vacuum, use some hot steamy water and clean out these rugs. I think they're gonna come out pretty good. Let's get into it. Time to hit those gnarly stains with some Resolve, let it pre-soak. Then we'll take a nice stiff bristle brush and really scrubbing that Resolve. Time to run the old Bissell Spot Clean with cleaner and really hot water in there and get this really nicely cleaned up. All right, the floor mats are all cleaned up. Perfect? No, but pretty damn clean. They smell fresh, and that's what's important. They look really good. So we'll go ahead and vacuum out the rest of the car before we reinstall these. But they came out nice. This is a pretty clean interior overall, especially for the mileage. But get in there, gonna vacuum around the power seats, get underneath, get the sides, get up in the footwells. No need for deep clean, it's pretty dang clean in here, so let's just vacuum it out. Now it's time to do the dashboard, the interior trim, everything around the inside of the car. Now I don't like anything glossy. This isn't the early 2000s where we put armor all on everything. I like to use a nice neutral cleaner that's gonna be good for all your surfaces. So something like this Chemical Guys interior cleaner is really the stuff I like to use. Get yourself a clean microfiber and just work this over the interior. Do your door jambs, everything last when your cloth is getting nice and dirty. But let's do the interior with this just to get it as a good baseline clean. Time to condition the leather on our TSX. By some act of God, this super high mileage example has seats in great condition. So we'll go with a high quality product to keep them conditioned over time. We're gonna go here with the Chemical Guys leather cleaner, spray that on, wipe it on with a microfiber, let it kind of tack up, dry up a little bit, and then we'll work in our Chemical Guys leather conditioner, and this will keep that leather nice and supple and soft, which prevents it from cracking and falling apart like most of these cars do. Clearly these seats were taken care of, and I'm gonna keep it that way. Let's get to work. Start off with our leather cleaner. After working over the leather with that leather cleaner, it's time to go in with our conditioner, which is a way more kind of thick substance. We can use our microfiber again and work it into the leather. So just a little bit at a time. You don't want to go hosing down everything. Just put some good lines down and start rubbing it into the material, because this is what's going to be absorbed by your leather and give it that really nice soft touch, which is great because you want leather to be soft. What kills leather is when it hardens up. That's when you start to see all the cracking and falling apart. Yeah, let's do the rest of the interior. Looking good. Another job on the TSX, or almost any car, that often gets forgotten is replacing the cabin air filter. I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. It's actually a pretty straightforward job. Obviously, you're looking straight at the glove box here. I'm going to go ahead and open that. Put your instruction manual, wheel locks, anything else you might have in there. Okay, you got these two tabs on either side. You can kind of push them through on the sides here. Should come out like that. Just use your thumb, lift it up a little bit. You can see kind of you'll see a little gear thing that comes out with it. There you go. Gonna have one of those on each side, obviously. Okay, and then if you come over here, there's gonna be this little arm, this little plastic arm here. You're actually gonna lift this, push that arm back, and your glove box will drop all the way down. And now you can see you're way back in there. You'll see this little tray right here, right above your blower. That's going to be where the air filter is, right behind that. We'll have two tabs on either side. We just need to push in. Here comes that old filter. Let's see what we're working with here. Oh, absolutely nasty. I'm going to get a vacuum in there. Let's check this out, guys. This could possibly be one of the worst ones I've ever seen. Check this out. Just filth. God, it definitely looks like there was a mouse or something living in there at one point. Look at that, guys. That's complete rubbish. All right, time to get a new one in there. Time to release the fresh breeze effect of this Fram filter. I reckon it was proper time to replace that old filter. Good Lord. Before? After. Yeah. Should be a little fresher air now, huh? All right, we're gonna, that was hideous. We're gonna slide in our new cabin air filter at this time, so we're gonna get the frame. Make sure you pay attention to the airflow arrow. It should be pointing down towards the blower fan. Go ahead and get that filter in there nice and tight. Should fit right in there. And it does. We're gonna slide it right back where we took the old one out from. Both sides should clip in. We're gonna go up and reattach this lower arm here. Click that in. And we've got our two roller things to do on each side. And that's it. Go ahead, remember, put your insurance documents, owner's manual back in, wheel lock if you have one, wheel lock key anyway. New cabin air filter, and boy did we need one. It's time, my friends, for something I've been dreading. I hate doing jobs like this. It's not my favorite cup of tea, but we have to get this broken nav system out. I'll show you guys what it looks like. So, key on, engine off. You get some weird display things going on. And when it does actually come up the display, it looks like that. I mean, the display, sometimes it's interactable. I think you have to agree to something. Whatever. It's so bad. But anyway, that's not what it's supposed to look like. Now, obviously, I just tried cleaning the DVD player in the back. The disc looks to be in great shape, like it's never been removed. So I don't think I'm having an issue with the DVD unit in the trunk. So it's gonna be this guy. So we're gonna try to swap that out today. I'm gonna show you how to do that. And you use just some basic tools, use some patience, don't break anything. We'll see how this goes. First things first, we have to access the screws. Okay, this guy's got to come off. This guy's got to come off. I think we have a screw here, Phillips screw here, one behind the hazard button here. And when you remove this section, these two little access trays or cubbies or whatever they are, we're going to pull that out, and there should be a couple screws down there. But let's see what we got. So for better accessibility, we have a manual so we can shift it out of the way. Automatic, go ahead and move that out of the way as well. Take the e-brake off, and I think we have to open both of these. And I believe we can just kind of pull this whole, yeah, just kind of pull the whole unit out. It kind of uses clips. Now there are some connectors. You want to get those out of there, obviously, so we can move this thing. Just like that. And there's that little cubby storage tray out. And what we're going to need to do is there are two 8mm nuts, bolts. They do have a Phillips head on them. Under here you're going to do. But let's get this trim off. I hate doing this stuff, guys. I'm telling you. Now there's going to be clips holding these in, just simple press in clips. So what we want to do is kind of pry above, get a plastic trim removal tool. There we go, nice and removed. Access to our two Phillips screws here. To get the hazard indicator, you can use a flathead screwdriver. Very carefully just twist the blade in there. And that whole thing should pop right out. You have a little clip there, you can undo that. You also have your last Phillips screw right there at the top. So we can go ahead, let's do the underneath ones first because they're pretty challenging. So these bolts are actually going up, so they're not going this way. So just so you know, that's why they're kind of hidden. I'm gonna try to undo that white clip too. That's undone pretty easily. Here are those two little screws from underneath. Let's get the rest of these guys out of here. All right, that should be all our screws holding the unit in. Now, when you're taking it out, be aware there's quite a few electrical connectors back here. So let's go ahead and pull it out and see how she does. There we go. There we go. All right. Once you pull it out from the vehicle, you're going to see all your connections you need to do. Some wire clips in the back there. There we go. There's the unit removed. You can see all our wonderful wiring, how much you had to pull out. Old unit. Out of the car. All right, time to place our new unit in. And this part's always the hardest part. It's usually easier to take stuff out than to put it back in. We have a ton of connectors to worry about, guys. These are all our upper ones, the 4 uppers, and then there's the lower ones here, clearly. Joy. I'm gonna try something before I get everything put back in for all the trim pieces. All the plugs are plugged in, obviously, so we have all the connectors going. Let's test the unit. It's exactly the same. Yep. Look, the unit has to be with the rear. Well, that was a lot of work for nothing. I guess we've isolated the issue to the trunk mounted unit. Let's look into this further. Well, with the crushing defeat known as replacing the navigation system in the front out of the way, the only other thing left for us is the actual DVD drive itself, which doesn't power just the navigation, guys. This does kind of control the motherboard and everything. Gotta love these infotainment systems I'm always preaching about. A couple options for us. We can try to find a used one of these that works. Not really into that, they're pretty pricey. Or for around 300 bucks, also very pricey, I can send this unit to get it refurbished, and hopefully that can clean it up. So I unplugged the plethora of cables and connections from the back of the DVD drive. Pretty simple job to do this too. There are 4, it looks like a simple job, right? There are 4 screws holding it to the cradle. And there's our drive, free. All right, we're at the rear, in the trunk to be exact, of the Acura TSX. About to put this DVD nav system, refurbished unit, back in there. Let's go ahead and test it. Key on. Look at that, that's different.